NCIS to become one of the most successful TV shows for CBS. Not only is it popular in the United States, but it is also popular amongst the international audience. The original NCIS TV show is so popular that it has become a franchise. Did you know that NCIS was a spin-off from JAG? Do you have a favorite or worst season from the original NCIS? We have created a list to help you out. Let's look back at some of the worst to best seasons. First up, we have number 1, Season 18, 2020. As one would expect, there will always be one season that is worst among them all. Unfortunately, that title belongs to Season 18. Season 18, unfortunately, had little going for it in terms of a storyline. It starts with the team looking into the drug ring, but as the season progresses, it does not have any actual substances. The only silver lining with Season 18 was episode 400. Usually, a milestone episode often is a strong one. Episode 400 is titled Everything Starts Somewhere. Fans like this episode because it reveals what murder case brought Ducky and Gibbs together many years ago. Interestingly, Mark Harmon's son plays the young version of his character. Not only does his son have a cameo, but also Harmon's wife. Pam Dauber plays a journalist, Marcy Warren, who collaborates with Gibbs to find the killer. There were a few curious choices by the writers. For example, Ellie Bishop and Nick Torres get locked in an empty jail. This season left the viewers a little disappointed, as there was not much going on. Number 2, Season 14, 2016. This season struggled as it tried to find a way forward without Special Agent Anthony Denozo, played by Michael Weatherly. His character's departure changed the group dynamics, and it took a while for them to find their groove. It took some time before they found a set of new regulars to join the show, and many argue it was in Season 19 when this happened. Of course, only some of the season is good, as there are always a few exceptions, such as Philly's episodes. Agents Ellie Bishop and Alexander Quinn help an MI6 officer, Clayton Reeves, Dwayne Henry, solve a murder mystery of an unfortunate petty officer. Keep Going is another standout episode because Jimmy Palmer risks his life for someone else, even though there are some intriguing storylines, such as NCIS Most Wanted list, trying to catch a murder suspect, a story involving a congresswoman, and an international investigation. The show revolved too much on character development for these other storylines to come through. It, for many, was too much of a mismatch. Number 3, Season 15, 2017. The season's beginning started exciting as Gibbs and McGee found a way out of Paraguay, but after that, there was little happening. Gibbs begins to deliberate if he is a good leader. Ducky goes to England to lecture instead of working in the morgue. One bright spot is Maria Bello playing guard Jacqueline Sloan, who comes into the team as a profiler to fill the gaps in the skeleton crew. Her character has a significant role in the season final. The episode High Tide is another standout. Torres and Bishop are forced to work together as a couple in an undercover operation. Their forced closeness brings out their personal relationship, as well as their professional ones. But Ziva is another brilliant element this season, but the heartbreaking one for many is Two Steps Back. This episode is where fans say goodbye to Abby, the chief forensic scientist. Number 4, Season 6, 2008. Once the team discovers who the mole is in their headquarters, the rest of the season takes a nosedive. The new director for NCIS, Leon Vance, is sworn in, and they also bring in Gibbs' estranged father, Jackson. Jackson is played by Ralph Waite. Gibbs is forced to go back to his hometown to investigate a murder. Finally, the fans meet his father in the episode Heartland. But where fans were puzzled is the episode where they left Special Agent Ziva David with her father, the Mossad director Eli David. Fans were not impressed. Number 5, Season 17, 2019. Even though fans were surprised by a favorite character's return, that was one of the few bright sparks this season. Season 17 solves crimes targeting Marines and one of the Navy's musicians. It should be noted that fans did enjoy seeing McKee, Torres, and Bishop burdened with cleaning up the evidence garage. The Street Patrick's Day episode was also a fun episode for many, but there were too many episodes that fell a little flat. So often, the last episode of the season tends to be a shining light, and seeing Christopher Lloyd as Joe Smith was no exception. In the episode titled The Arizona, he plays the veteran who wants to be buried with those who survived Pearl Harbor. Lloyd monologues about his experience, which is quite a memorable and moving one that even has Gibbs talking about what it was like in Kuwait. Number 6, Season 19, 2021. Season 19 is known for the new lineup of characters ready to take charge for NCIS. During the season, the team tries to find the killer Gibbs has been searching for a long time. The team's leader Gibbs steps down in the episode Great Wide Open. As Stan say goodbye to such an important in Gibbs, fans will remember this one for a long time. The season finds its new FBI agent in Alvin Parker, played by Gary Cole. Agent Hines and Palmer find themselves exposed to a dangerous toxin, while Nick has relived trauma from a mission he was on as an undercover agent a year ago, because the arms dealer from that mission was released from prison. The last episode for Season 19 sets up Parker as the unintended murder suspect. Even though the team tries to help him, the show ends on a cliffhanger. Number 7, Season 16, 2018. Gibbs' past comes back to haunt him. He tries tries to escape his past by going to his cabin, but the team keeps asking him for help in a case. However, there is still a lot that happens in this season. Palmer is put in a difficult position because his father-in-law needs his help to solve a crime. Torres somehow ends up on a fishing boat with blood all over him, not knowing how he got there or what happened. McGee takes a trip down memory lane, returning to his high school. He then tries to figure out if he should stay in NCIS or leave for a job in Silicon Valley. She is also another essential episode. Bishop finds these notes that Ziva kept for a case the team stopped working on, making the fans wonder if Ziva was still alive. Number 8. Season 13, 2015. There are a lot of unexpected things happening this season. First, Gibbs remarkably survives his gunshot and finds himself bonding with a soldier that happens to be a sniper. They're both recovering in Walter Reed. Second, Ducky shines in the episode at Spinning Wheel. People thought his half-brother was dead, but he is not, and we see a little more into his relationship with his half-brother. Third, Abigail tries to solve the mystery behind several poisonings on a private plane because her brother Luca is the suspect. Finally, there are a few other incredible moments in the season too. For example, where former First Lady Michelle Obama and John Cryer show Gibbs around the White House in the episode Homefront. There are notable standouts, but the overall season needed more to make it outstanding. Number 9. Season 12, 2014. The first episode in Season 12 really hits you in the face. McGee and Gibbs are being chased by Russian mercenaries because their helicopter is shot down. Ducky eventually returns to London and is involved in a case that goes back to his childhood friend. Ginny becomes a dad, while Tony's father comes into town to guide him on a case involving the black market art world. As the season progresses along, the team ends up trying to find a global terrorist group, The Calling. Number 10. Season 10, 2012. Even though fans enjoy this season, there is no central villain for the team, especially when Gibbs takes down the bad guy from Season 9 early in the season. Even though the team survives, there is still some trauma from the event. McGee ends up in a hospital, Abby is dealing with nightmares, and Ducky must go on medical leave. While on leave, he goes back to a case from 12 years before this because he thinks there could be a connection to this current crime. Ziva connects with her father in the episode Shabbat Shalom as he unexpectedly visits her, but the reunion does not go well as Ziva becomes upset. An international search also forces the team to defy orders to solve the case. There are Ox storylines with the proper arc, but others seem too out there, like when the barber asks Gibbs to help to prove his son's innocence. Even though this was a better, well-rounded season, more is needed to make it to the top spot. Number 11. Season 3, 2005. This season starts off with a tremendous two-part episode. Gibbs is on the hunt to kill Larry because of the previous sad loss in the last season. This introduces the team to Ziva, who ends up being a core member of the NCIS team. Ziva and Tony also go undercover, starting their flirtatious game with fans wanting to know if they ever will get together. The ending was just as good as the beginning. Gibbs, unfortunately, ends up in a coma, and fans have some background into his past as he is lying there unconscious, especially the tearjerker with his family and how their deaths still have an impact. Finally, the best for last. Number 12. Season 9, 2011. Season 9 is a standout for many reasons. The season revolves around the CEO, which turned into a terrorist in Harper Gearing. This season has fans on the edge of their seats in a good way. Tony rebels against the hierarchy to help his father. Why? Tony's father is found with a dead body, and his dad does not understand how or what happened. Abby discovers more about her family after getting tests done for a kidney donation. To top it off, Jamie Lee Curtis makes a guest star appearance as Dr. Samantha and becomes part of the season. And the final episode ended with a bang. We hope you enjoyed watching this video about all NCIS seasons ranked from worst to best and why. Please leave a comment below. We would love to hear your thoughts. Remember to like and subscribe. Until next time.